truly believe that everything comes back to the mind, how we think about things, how we talk to ourselves, how we perceive our internal and external environment. So just by making a few simple tweaks to our mindset, we can start changing our lives. And that gives us a lot of power. Hello friends, and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Jills and I talk all about health, wellness, and self-development for women. So if that's something you're into, be sure to hit the red subscribe button below, as well as the notification bell so you don't miss when I put out any new videos. Today I'm talking about my favorite mindset hacks to change your life. And I truly believe that mindset can affect everything, whether it's the level of success you reach or just the happiness and fulfillment you feel in your day-to-day. Now, I've had to do a lot of work on my mindset, and while I think it's kind of a never-ending journey, we're always growing, we're always learning, I wanted to share some of my biggest mindset tips I've learned to dramatically change your life. The first mindset tip I have for you is all about awareness. So many of us just live our lives in autopilot without even realizing what kind of negative things we're telling ourselves all day. So if you want to upgrade your mindset, the first thing you need to do is start becoming more aware of your thoughts. How are you speaking to yourself? Are you kind, loving, and supportive to yourself? Or are you mean, critical, and discouraging? Now, naturally, most of us are the latter, but don't even realize just how negative they're being until they intentionally take a step back to think about what their inner voice is saying. And if you don't realize it, how can you change it? So throughout the day, as you go about your work and your daily life, be super conscious of what you're saying to yourself and how you're saying it. So for example, when you see someone else succeed in the way that you want, do you think, she can do it, but I can't? Or maybe when you mess up on something, do you think, ugh, you suck, don't ever try that again? Now, if you're speaking to yourself critically and negatively, and you think, oh, that's totally normal, that's just how I talk, ask yourself, would you speak to your best friend that way? And the answer is probably no, and that means you have some work to do. But now that you know where you're starting from and what you need to work on, you can start improving this. So here's what I like to do and what I recommend. As you go about your day, still being very aware of your thoughts, whenever a mean or just unsupportive thought pops into your head, just think no, and then reframe that thought into something positive, kind, and loving. Even if you don't believe that positive, kind, loving thought, if you keep talking to yourself this way and stay consistent at it, you will start to believe it and you'll feel it. And this is when your mind becomes extra powerful. When you bring awareness to your thoughts and start swapping out the negative thoughts for the positive ones, everything in life will follow suit. My second mindset hack to change your life is a really simple one, and it's just about shifting your perspective when it comes to those day-to-day tasks that maybe aren't so exciting. So instead of using the phrase, I have to, start using the phrase, I get to. Now, let me explain. Think about it. How much of our life is spent complaining, whether out loud or just in our heads, about all the things we have to do? We have to go to work, we have to go to school, we have to cook dinner, we have to do the laundry. Using the phrase, I have to, almost always implies that we don't enjoy the task, we don't want to be doing it, and that it's just a drain and a pain. Now when we use the phrase I get to, that usually implies something much more exciting. I get to go on vacation, I get to go out to dinner, I get to hang out with my friends. But what if instead of saying I have to, we just used I get to for pretty much everything? Saying I get to quickly shifts our perspective and our attitude and kind of helps us look at this task as more of a privilege or a blessing. I don't have to work out, I get to work out because I have this healthy body and I'm able to move it and I can lift heavy things. I don't have to go get gas, I get to go get gas because I have this car to take me from place to place and that gives me freedom. Very simple and easy to do, but it makes a huge difference. Obviously, some statements are a little bit easier to do and easier to believe than others, but nonetheless, if you start switching this phrase, your attitude will shift, and so will your happiness. And when it comes to improving your mindset, the next thing that is so helpful is to really analyze your limiting beliefs. Whatever you think becomes true. If you think that you can't do something, you won't. If you think that you can't get healthier and heal, then you won't. That's just the reality. So write down all of these limiting beliefs that are holding you back and then sit with your thoughts for a while. Where do these limiting beliefs come from? We're not innately born with limiting beliefs. They develop somehow, somewhere, so think about it. Now, a lot of them are based around old childhood experiences or programming or, how you were raised. Could be past relationships with parents, siblings, friends, teachers. Now write down all of the ways in which this limiting belief could be false and make a huge list because there's probably lots of reasons. Even though our limiting beliefs usually have a lot of emotions tied to them, it can be really helpful to take a step back and look at it logically. Does it make sense for me to have this limiting belief and to feel this way? Does it even make sense for me to live my life based off of these beliefs that no longer serve me? Probably not. And so it's time to let them go and start reframing these beliefs. So whenever you find yourself thinking a limiting belief, remember, awareness is key. It's best to stop and reframe. Remember all the reasons why that limiting belief is not true and switch that belief for something more positive and supportive. My next mindset tip is to focus on what you can control and surrender to the stuff that you cannot. How many times have you spent, and be honest with yourself, how many times have you spent just overanalyzing and overthinking and grueling about all these things that you can't even do anything about? I'm so guilty of this, but when I do take my own advice and really try to surrender, this makes a huge difference in how I feel. When we spend all of our energy on things that we can't even control, we don't leave any time or energy for the things that we can impact and the things that we can control. And this kind of just puts us in this constant state of stress and worry and anxiety. And no one wants to feel that. Those are all low vibe feelings and they are not going to lead you to success and health and happiness. Again, this is all about being aware of your thoughts. Where are you putting your mental energy? What are you thinking about throughout the day? And is it positive and supportive or negative and draining? Focus on what you can control and let the rest go. Focus on the things that you can impact. Focus on you. And this leads me to my next mindset hack, and that is to trust that the universe has your back. Universe, God, spirit guides, whatever it is you believe in, it doesn't matter, but trust that it is here to support you. We can make the conscious choice to believe this. Personally, I say universe in this situation, so that's what I'm going to be referring to here. But the universe is here to support you, to help you. It's not out to get you. When we encounter things like roadblocks or setbacks and we believe that the universe is supporting us, we're more likely to think positively and think, okay, what is this trying to show me? Or what am I meant to learn from this? Or how is this meant to redirect me closer back to my purpose? When you feel like you have the unconditional support of the universe, God, whatever, it really helps you to eliminate those fears that hold you back. And instead, you'll have more faith in the world. You'll take more inspired action to go after what you want, and it'll help you to surrender to the stuff that you can't control. Because it's true, the universe does have your back and it wants you to succeed. So much of our life is dictated by the way we think about things or the way we talk to ourselves. So when we can start to recalibrate this for success and health and happiness, we can start to see huge dramatic improvements in our life. So give these tips a try and see how your world changes. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe below if you haven't already so you don't miss a thing. See you next time.